go at 99.9999999% the speed of light, but they can't make it. They can't break the light barrier. That's an iron law from Einstein, and he's right every single time. In fact, the fact that we have hydrogen bombs, the fact that we have the sun bursting in energy is a consequence of the fact you cannot go faster than the speed of light.
Can you use lasers and break into like an underground vault and steal like millions of dollars?
Well, in principle, yeah, you can build a laser.
Of course, you're going to be in Geneva. They got all those big underground banks.
Yeah,
you can really do some damage over there. Make yourself a few bucks.
Another way to do it is with invisibility. You know, invisibility is the way to rob a bank, right?
That's right. One of those little so I can sneak in girls' lockers. Go ahead.
Yes. Oh, that too. But we're closing in on invisibility really fast. Proof of principle was demonstrated 2 years ago at Duke University. We can make objects invisible in the future. So
now, is this by bending light?
That's right. You wrap light around an object, so it reforms like a river going around a boulder, and an object becomes invisible. So I write about it in my book, Physics of the Impossible, that the proof of principle was demonstrated. And, of course, the Pentagon is funding it.
It's almost like the Philadelphia experiment that they say never happened.
The Pentagon is not stupid. They know the advantages of an invisible soldier, and they're pouring big bucks now into invisibility research.
You could go up behind the enemy and poke him in the back and go, ha-ha.
That's right.
Ha-ha.
And the bank robbing thing would never work, though, because you'd be invisible, but they'd just see the bags of money floating out so they'd know where you were.
Good point.
Aha, flaw.
But watching people nude would work.
Now, that's a hell of a power source to bend light. Doesn't seem very portable.
Well, with a new substance called metamaterials, light bends all by itself. This has shocked everybody.
Really?
I used to teach in my physics course that invisibility is impossible. Light cannot wrap around an object and reform at the other end. Well, I was wrong, and every single physics textbook on the planet Earth is wrong. Light, in fact, can bend around an object like water around a boulder, reform at the other end effortlessly without energy, and make an object invisible.
Can you do that for us now?
I've always had a question that's boggled me for a bit. If you're in a room with mirrored walls and you light up a laser and then shut it off, why doesn't the laser, much like a bullet, just continue to bounce off of the mirrors and ricochet once the power source is cut off? What happens to the beam that has already left the laser source?
The reason is every time it hits a mirror, you lose about 0.1%, 0.5% of the energy. So after 100 reflections, you've lost considerable amount of power.
But in essence, then, there is a small moment where when you do shut the power, that beam is
That's right.
bouncing. It's just happening so quickly, it's dissipating so quickly that you can't
see it, right? But yeah, you're absolutely right. You have two mirrors back to back. You see an infinite sequence of yourself as light goes back and forth, right?
And that's how Anthony solved the mystery of the timings at the Comac motor lodge.
The mirror room, of course.
Yeah, the answer.
It wasn't a laser firing off either. I tell you, my friend.
Wait, and how big was the object you made invisible? How big was the object that you made light go around?
The object that was invisible is about 2 inches. It was made invisible under microwave radiation, like what you have in your oven. However, visible light was now shown to bend in the same way just a few months ago at Caltech and also in Germany. So this is rocking the world of physics. We can now conceive of Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, which we once thought violated the laws of physics. But proof of principle has been demonstrated now.
Wow. You know what you're like every question you want to ask for science that you think of, you just like, okay, what about this?
I know, it's like, hey.
Did you guys crack homophobic jokes when Lance Bass went up in that rocket? Behind his back.
Colin just...
Hey, I like it, though. What's the coolest trick you could do?
The coolest trick?
You're a magician?
Yeah. Well, he's one of the greatest minds in the world. He must have some neat bar tricks.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, we like to read people's minds. The magic tricks for telepathy, we understand. However, we think that real telepathy is also possible, not just the tricks that we sometimes amaze our friends with. At Brown University, they took a stroke victim who was paralyzed, put a chip in this paralyzed person's brain, connected the chip to a laptop, and in 3 hours...
Bob Kelly.
In 3 hours, the guy is playing video games, reading email. He's totally paralyzed.
And doing lines with Chaz Palminteri.
You can send email. And in the future,
Really?
this is with stroke victims. In the future, even normal people will have a chip in their brain.
Sure.
And you'll surf the web by thinking about it. Just by thinking, you'll be able to access the entire internet. And this is coming. Proof of principle was demonstrated 2 years ago at Brown University. Direct interface now between the brain and a machine. First time in history. Not the quacks that are out there, but real interface between a human being and a laptop computer.
It's always been a goal, I guess, to take that little bit of energy that the brain transmits out there and kind of harness it. And I know when I'd always try that. Me and my brother or sisters sit around, try to read each other's mind. It just never would pan out. Or try to move something with just brain power.
Yeah.
And it's very frustrating. Little matchstick and nothing. Can't do it.
And it's also possible in another way. We can MRI scan the brain, and when you tell a lie, it takes more energy than to tell the truth. Because to tell a lie, you have to know the truth, the cover-up, and the consequence of the cover-up. Well, that takes a lot of energy that can be picked up with an MRI brain scan. With 98% accuracy.
It'll
on
scare
college
Steve.
kids.
Yes, I'm straight.
I love women.
Doctor, could you use some of those laser powers to fling this bad grout work body around the room next time you come in?
And, for the
Push him
record,
against the wall.
Colin is pointing across the room at either me or Eric. I can't decide who it is.
Well, at our university, we have a trillion-watt lasers. We have lasers.
Trillion-watt.
Trillion-watt lasers. Yeah, we can build those things, plow right through a concrete.
Yeah, that'll get a
steel.
little hot.
But could you fling him? Could you bring him as an experiment for everybody? Just throw him around the room and smash him against the wall?
Well, if we did that, he'd be toast. Literally toast. We can do that in the laboratory now. However, people ask about ray guns, right? Then why can't you build a portable ray gun? The problem is a portable power pack.
Right.
You can build the laser beam, but you have to have a nuclear power plant behind you to do this. And you can't enter a firefight in Star Wars with a nuclear power plant on your back.
No,
But
you
a
got to make
portable
that
power
smaller.
pack, yeah, that's the problem with ray guns.
Hey.
Otherwise, we could do it.
I got one question. What happens to you when you die?
Well, we don't know. That's one of these great eternal questions. However, most of my friends would essentially say that when you die, your memory circuits, just like your CD-ROM, just like your hard drive, goes on the blink.
Oh.
What happens to a computer when a hard drive goes out,
When you don't have any, means of storage, what happens what happens?
However, I like to give me a however.
Okay.
Give me a however.
I need a good however.
I need a good however right about now.
Okay. However, there are two ways of attaining immortality. Okay. Two ways. One, we've now isolated many of the genes for the aging process. SIRT2, age 1, age 2. Many of the genes controlling the aging process have now been unraveled, and we can double the lifespan of almost any animal that you see in the animal kingdom. Second of all, my friends who work in artificial intelligence tell me that our descendants, maybe 100 years from now, may have an option, two options. One, get old, decrepit, decay, and die. The other option is one day merging with our creations and waking up with the power of a Superman, with the body of a cyborg, genetically enhanced, and living forever with superhuman powers.
Know what sucks about that? We're falling just short of all that technology. That really
We'll be the last generation that
ticks me
gets to
off.
just drop dead.
Right. We're going to fall just short after all this time.
Great.
Well, we have to go. We could talk
9
to you all
o'clock.
morning, man.
We have to plug the book too. Dr. Michio Kaku, Physics of the Impossible. It's number 12 on the bestseller list, and there are a bunch of other books you have out too. Hyperspace, Beyond Einstein, and a couple more I can't remember. Parallel Worlds, and
my website, mkaku.org, mkaku.org.
And you give some great talks I saw, like where you sit and just explain into a camera a lot of these things about black holes and wormholes. Can they get all that on your website?
Yeah, a lot of that's on the website. And tonight I'll be doing a live chat at 9 o'clock on my website. Any and all questions, live chat tonight. You can interact with me directly rather than having to go through the radio tonight, 9 o'clock.
Be idiot children like we are and just ask them questions about science that you've always wanted to know in physics.
Yeah.
mkaku, KAKU.org, and also your same name on MySpace?
That's right. And also check out, YouTube and things like that. I'm there as well.
Match.com.
No, not there yet.
A guy like this,
Physicist looking for.
a guy like this should have the most friends ever on MySpace. Wouldn't you want him as a friend? Just to make you feel a little better.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be able to
comfort you.
I wouldn't be able to understand his email blasts. Subsequently, we feel better.
All right, we have to get out of here. We're heading over to XM Satellite Radio. Dr. Kaku, it's a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay.